this unit, we will explore the guidelines and standards for human capital measurement and reporting with reference to the new directive. To understand the path that is taken towards human capital measurement and reporting, it is relevant to remind that on the 21st of April 2021, the European Commission adopted a proposal for a corporate sustainability reporting directive, which reviews the contents of the non-financial reporting directive. Among the main changes of the proposal, there is an extension of the scope to all large companies and all companies listed on regulated market, except for listed micro enterprises. A requirement of the assurance with reference to the reported information, an extension of details for the reporting requirements, and the requirements to report according to mandatory EU sustainability reporting standards, a need to digitally tag the reported information. The fact that undertakings shall disclose information on intangibles, including information on intellectual, human, and social relational capitals. To understand the reason why the European Commission issued a proposal for the non-financial reporting directive and therefore on human capital too, it is relevant to recall that the proposal is framed in line with the Sustainable Development Goals and the European Green Deal and its work program. Stakeholders need information to understand the performance of a company related to human capital too. To have a comprehensive understanding of a company, sustainability information is relevant as much as financial information. Identifying, measuring, and disclosing social and environmental information is vital to get the required knowledge about a company for stakeholders that need to make decisions every day. To be able to report among the main novelties of the 2021 proposal, there is a need to disclose information on the intangibles, including information on intellectual, human, and social relational capitals, such as brand, intellectual property, intangibles related to research and development, skills development, reputation capital, human health. The proposal guarantees the same form of disclosure for all the EU member states, in line with the EU legislation. The proposal refers also to listed small and medium enterprises, and in general, it requires that organizations disclose information related to their value chain as well, even if the proposal takes a proportionate approach to determining which companies will be subject to mandatory reporting requirements. For example, exempting listed micro companies from mandatory reporting obligation. Also, it indicates that the Commission will embrace standards for large companies and different proportionate standards for small and medium enterprises too. Article 19A of the new proposal indicates that intangibles need to be disclosed and that particular details need to be given in terms of intellectual, human, and social and relational capital. In terms of intangibles, the proposal indicates their great relevance. Information on intangibles, including internally generated intangible, is underreported, even though these intangibles represent the majority of private sector investment in advanced economies. For example, human capital, brand, and intellectual property, and intangibles related to research and development. To support undertakings in disclosing information on intangibles, in particular intellectual, human, and social and relational capital, standards are currently under development. The Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive 2464 was issued on the 14th of December 2022 and entered into force on the 5th of January 2023. As it was predicted, it strengthened the rules about social and environmental reporting, as larger number of companies need to comply with it to report on their sustainability and therefore on human capital, contributing to the transparency about their impact on people and the environment. The Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive does not relate to the term non-financial that has been considered to be inaccurate, but it talks about sustainability information for sustainability reporting. As a consequence, business partners of companies will use the sustainability information to appreciate those companies and also to report on their sustainability risk and impact through their own value chains. Companies with the scope of the new directive have to report according to the European Sustainability Reporting Standards. The draft standards are developed by the European Financial Reporting Advisory Group. The standards, which we refer to human capital to, will be tailored to EU policies while building on and contributing to international standardization activities. The Commission should issue the first set of standards by mid-2023 based on the draft standards that were published by the European Financial Reporting Advisory Group at the end of 2022. In the new directive, particular relevance is ensured for intangible resources to explain how these contribute to the creation of the overall value. These are resources without physical substance, on which the business model of the undertakings fundamentally depends. In Article 1, it has been added that undertakings shall report information on the key intangible resources and shall explain how their business model depends on such resources and how such resources are a source of value creation for the undertakings. For example, disclose on knowledge, capabilities, employee skill, competencies, experience, loyalty, which are all resources that can greatly contribute towards the value creation of a company and need to be reported on. These aspects were not included in the previous directive, issued in 2014, and represent a great challenge for the reporting.